Yo, what's good, Holocult? It's Wednesday, and we're back again, just like that. Hope everybody's having a good week. It's good to be here, hanging out with everybody. Hope to see a lot of you in the chat. Once everybody gets rolling, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, notification, YouTube jargon. You know the drill. Anyway, what's up, Holocult? Welcome to the night shift.
Finally back.
We are back. Range rescued. What's up? Yeah, the beard's getting out of control. I need to trim it. It's kind of just living its own life. And always the orange monster.
I got good old water.
Ugh. I drank a water yesterday. That was about enough for me.
I know a lot of guys that live their life like that.
Oh, we did get this. We did get this in today. New stickers. Stickers with a new logo. I got some of the sigil coming in too, but it just ain't made it here yet. So those should be up on the store in a while once me and Kyle get together. So yeah, how's everybody doing? What's going on?
So hopefully living your best life.
Yes. Yes.
But
Thanks,
I don't know that that's the case.
Yeah, we're digging the new logo. The new sigil's pretty dope too. It's weird because I was searching for somebody to maybe revamp the metal logo a little bit, and I found this guy on Fiverr from Hungary, and I'm like, all right, his work's pretty cool. So I started talking to him, and his handle is Hollow Dreams, which is, I thought was a little synchronous.
Cannot verify if it has fluoride in it, Colleen. It's just bottled water. I think at this point everything's just about poison and working against us.
Definitely microplastics.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about that here lately.
Yeah, apparently we all have them in our balls.
I mean, it's not surprising.
It is what it is.
I don't drink water from the tap. It tastes funny to me now.
Mine smells like chlorine.
Yeah, and the old Vid, it really did a number on my taste buds. It changed a lot of things for me.
That's good to hear. End times. We're glad microplastics free. Oh, it's good to see everybody in here. Colleen and Twiz and End Times. RU's kicking it. Dirty Bird's in here. Squealy, what's up? Don't drink water, just beer and coffee.
I mean, if that's how you choose to live, go after it. I ain't here to tell you otherwise.
Twiz, is that some sort of like pun? Some sort of like phallic joke that the study was small? It set itself up with microplastics, so. Anyway, what's going on? What's weird? Let's get her rolling here before we get a bunch of complaints that we talk too much. We did have some interesting local news here lately. A very popular soccer park in me and Kyle's general vicinity had a massive sinkhole open up, like almost directly in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Nothing paranormal, but it is weird. and kind of crazy.
It is a little weird. That's where a lot of my son's friends play traveling soccer.
Yeah, Ev used to practice there a little bit when he was playing soccer.
Yeah,
I think I got let me
it's a
see if I can
pretty big park. It's crazy that all the sinkholes of late. Everything's been kind of crazy of late, though. Really,
Yeah, let me see if I can share this real quick. Let everybody see here in the chat. For those listening on the show, you're gonna have to come to the chat to see the goodies. So sorry about you. So yeah, right there in the middle of the soccer field, pretty sizable sinkhole
it's a good one.
just opened up.
Thankfully, nobody was there playing.
Yeah, that's no kidding. You think it'd be super busy being the summer. Right there, Gordon Moore. I'm gonna assume it was probably Alton. Anybody that's familiar with the area, like Alton's built on a ton of like limestone mines. So I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that probably had something to do with it. Still kind of crazy though. Still crazy.
And you're right, Twiz. Crazy has become relative.
Yeah. Okay. I
The
guess crazy
world,
is subjective.
the world's kind of ridiculous. I've been seeing a lot of ridiculous videos. Lots of ridiculous. Because I know a lot of people have made the suggestion or asked the question, but I've been seeing videos pop up about how the time is moving faster. And it has a bunch of mathematical equations with it that I don't care to try to figure out because I can't. But so much so that supposedly, quote unquote, I don't even know how this would even be logically possible, but they've talked about adding seconds to the day. But I don't know how that would be possible because you can't change everybody's clock. On phones, yeah, sure, but there are still digital clocks out there. But that's also not to say that people aren't night. I mean, let's be real. If your phone changed the time on you to 5 minutes ahead of where it's actually at, everybody would just go, "Damn, my digital clock on my stove's wrong. I better change it." That's exactly what would happen.
Yeah, if you'd even notice it.
I
Like
don't
I
think
don't
you
even
would.
know that I would notice.
I don't think that you would.
If it was just a small increment of time, I probably
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah,
even pay attention. So what you're saying is the work week is increasing.
probably. Definitely see that coming. Then bills got to get paid somehow,
Yeah.
and it sure as hell ain't by everybody sitting on their ass.
It is just a weird human construct. We're like the only species that even gives a shit about time.
Yeah,
You know, like I mean, you look outside, does like my dog Frank like give a shit about what time it is minus breakfast time or dinner time?
I mean, yeah, to varying degrees, time is relevant for them, but not in the way it is for us.
No.
Not
No,
even
like
close.
Frank doesn't worry about being late or doesn't have deadlines to meet or any of that shit. It's just I don't know. It dictates how everybody exists.
It does, and it sucks. It's depressing, but I don't know. To change the subject a little bit, I've been reading a book, and it's really fun to read because the guy in the book is explaining a lot of paranormal stuff, and it's cool to hear. And this is an older book. I don't remember the time frame. I want to say in the early '90s. So of course things have changed slightly since then, obviously, but uh, it's fun to hear and read about how like naive we are as a race when it comes to absolutes. Because as we get older, especially you and me, we hate absolutes. And he was directly picking on science. And he's like, it's just funny because like when you keep trying to boil down things, we're not even close to figuring out half the shit. Like we know that an electron is this, but we've never actually seen it, or we don't know why it exists. So it kind of comes back to what I've said before. Almost everything is just a human construct. I mean, we try to explain it the best we can, but it's not, we're not even close to figuring it all out at all. Because he starts to correlate magic in there. And it is the same. It's kind of like the giant squid being a cryptid. How one day they found it, and guess what? It's not a mythical beast anymore. And he thinks that a lot of old magic is essentially that. It's shit that it'd just be like throwing a smartphone back in the 1800s, which everybody has talked about before.
Yeah, I think it all boils down to we base the principles of the science on things we think we know.
Yeah.
Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's not
And
taking a knock at it or anything. It's just I don't feel like we have a full understanding of
anything.
So we try to set these rules and boundaries based on what we think we know.
Yeah.
And that's constantly changing.
Yeah. That's why the absolutes is kind of bothersome. That's why
that could be 100% it, Mark. Our science could be wrong. But we don't have anything else to base it on.
Yeah. And I understand why why people do that. It's just it's something that we've done forever. We've just tried to find answers where we can. But it is interesting to sit and ponder, like Mark just said, like everything that we know could just be 100% backwards. Because at the end of the day, a lot of it doesn't even fucking matter. It just is what it is.
I feel like we as humans just like to be able to have an explanation. We like to have a nice little box we can put it in. Like this is the reason we're tethered to this planet. This is the reason we exist. This is the reason we exist the way we do. Like we need to have an explanation for these kind of things.
Yeah. But I'm interested in moving forward in my reading, because there's supposed to be a lot of crazy answers that come forward from this material. It's I'm sure a lot of you have heard about it. It's called what is it, the Law of One, the raw material. Pretty interesting stuff about how they channeled extraterrestrial beings. Oddly enough, I just got a text message about that, about an article on Substack or something like that. These people are channeling extraterrestrials and getting a bunch of insight, so to speak. It's interesting. It's interesting because the beginning of all of it, the scientist guy is kind of really going in depth with a lot of his, I guess, theories and thought processes and findings. So it's super interesting to see it from an open-minded perspective of someone in, I guess you could say, like the smart community, scientific community. It's always interesting to hear those guys' opinions.
The idea that we can channel, sort of tap into the thoughts of beings and entities that aren't of this world is kind of terrifying to me. Because you think if we have the cognitive ability to do that, they would have the ability to do the reverse, and then that almost makes you question, like, Are any of our thoughts and our ideas our own?
I don't know. That's a question and answer that's probably far beyond us. It's almost the equivalent of asking what comes after death. Really.
Yeah, it really opens a door that like makes you ponder. I mean, look at some of the technological advances we've had. It just skyrocketed so far, so fast. And I don't know. Like what we know as humanity existed for so long, like hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of years, just with sticks and stones. And then in the last 500 years, we're sending shit out of the universe and all kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, and it was interesting to hear him like make analogies of stuff, like how UFOs can kind of enter and exit our reality, and some of these cryptids can enter and exit our reality. And it was interesting because he explained it like a television. How everything's in existence, but everything's side by side. So it's like watching channel 4 and channel 2. They're coming out of the same device, seemingly completely unaware of each other, but you can view both of them. You know, you just change the channel and you're viewing channel 4 and now you're viewing channel 2. So they both exist completely unaware of each other because, you know, it's different channels. They don't interact with each other, but they have the same conduit. I thought it was a pretty interesting take on it.
It is an interesting take. I never thought of it like that. They
'Cause
all
he
exist. It just depends on what channel you're tuning into.
essentially, yeah. And he said the same thing for ghosts. It's the same thing. Ghosts, UFOs, all of it.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And it is, I mean, if you think about it, the 90s is not that far away. And that's when a lot of this, I guess, a lot of his research and stuff is. So obviously, like I said, scientifically things have changed. Culturally, things have changed. But it's still extremely relevant in the overall consensus of time.
It is weird to think about.
It's been pretty thought provoking. Like I'm really excited to get to the actual conversation that they have, because supposedly they've logged every single
Thanks, Bert.
communication with them, which is pretty interesting. And then speaking of, well, we're kind of here about the entering and exiting of our reality. I have a little video here that I found, because I always talk about the videos that I find and they're crazy. And I don't know if this is real or not, but it's pretty compelling looking. Have you guys seen this video? Apparently somebody caught this shit, like just straight up phasing in to our
I did
atmosphere.
see this.
You did see it?
Mm-hmm.
It's weird looking.
It is weird.
And of course, this guy has the, I'm assuming the extreme raw video. And he says that when you zoom in on it, whether, I mean, obviously we can't do that. But he said when you zoom in on it, it looks like there's a language written in there somewhere.
That's weird.
Yeah, he said it looked like Aramaic to him.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It looked like ice crystals, like freezing their way through. It was weird.
It's definitely a strange video. And it's crazy because you see more and more of these sky videos surfacing. whether it's UFOs in the sky or weird light anomalies, weird things like that. They keep popping up everywhere.
Because, like I said, when I was in South Dakota, I saw whatever it was next to the moon. It was weird. It looked like a translucent jellyfish, for lack of a better term.
I don't know what the fuck that could be. I mean, it reminds me of the jellyfish UFOs that have kind of been popping up, but
Yeah.
which that looks like something straight out of Battle Los Angeles, the movie. Those jellyfish UFOs, they look almost fucking identical. If anybody's seen that movie, I think you'll understand my reference there. Great movie. If you ain't seen it, go watch it.
And it was weird because it was almost like there's like relatively no light pollution out there. There is some, but compared to here, there's like none. So I was looking, and it was off to the right of the moon, and I'm like trying to get a grasp on the size of it because I couldn't really tell the depth perception because I was comparing it to the moon, of course. And it was weird because like right when it's almost like it noticed that I noticed it, because that's when my little sister's car, or not the alarm, but the horn honk, like somebody was locking the locking mechanism. So that caused me to turn and look at it, and when I turned back around, it was gone. So it was weird.
The old bait and switch.
Yeah. Almost like it noticed me noticing it.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
It's strange. We're existing in strange times.
I agree. I feel like it's just inevitable. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just like it is gonna be. It's already semi-mainstream, but I feel like it's gonna be like in your face in a matter of just a couple years.
It's gonna, I mean, it's gonna get to a point like where you'd have no choice but to confront it.
Yeah, and then speaking of, we talk about you talked about the major jumps in technology and stuff like that in the past. I mean, it kind of feels like we're on the cusp of that again
I just
because I've been seeing shit about if in the next, like, I think it was 5 years. I want to say 5 years. In the next 5 years, which this could all be bullshit, but in the next 5 years, humanity will have the opportunity to live to 500.
Whew. That sounds terrible.
And then I saw another string of videos about these AI prisons that they're conceptualizing, where, and I fucking don't know how this works. I guess it would essentially be like a memory implant. They would take you, they would essentially like put you in a pod, and they put the VR headset type thing over top of you, and you could essentially serve, they say, you can serve out a life sentence, multiple life sentences within about 15-20 minutes. They implant somehow, it's almost like they would make you live a memory of 40 years in prison.
That's
That's how I'm
crazy.
understanding it. I'm sure it's way more complicated than that. But then you think to yourself, you're like, how, that's not what it's going to be only used on.
Oh,
That's going to be like the test phase right there.
yeah, and I mean, it almost links back to like the final 7 seconds of life, like as brain death, you live out your entire life in that just nano fraction of your existence.
Mm-hmm.
If they can tap into that and utilize that, that is crazy.
Yeah, and end times, you're right. That's what they're selling it as rehabilitation. They're going to implant a bunch of memories because it was also that too. Thanks for bringing that up. Where they're going to be heavily focused on rehabilitation, whatever the fuck that means. Because, like you said, you're going to have memories installed in there that are not your own. So it's going to be. I mean, imagine how invasive and shit that is. It's going to be a group of people who are collectively saying, these are the things that we need to install into Steve's brain to make him a functioning member of society again. Exactly, Twiz. Reprogramming. It's terrifying.
It's nuts.
And I don't know. It didn't make it sound like these are reality quite yet, but it is in like the conceptual phases, which you know that technologically we're probably not that far off of getting to that point.
It's crazy.
It's terrifying.
And
absolutely terrifying. I've seen videos on Bob talks about the ultimate antichrist. Once again, the WEF is coming forward with more chips in the hands if you want to function in society, which I will probably get fucking flagged for that, but whatever. Tony's recent podcast was fantastic, Colleen. That was a fucking banger.
Which one was that one?
I can't remember. It's like Bloodlines of Monsters or some shit like that. Recent one is it's pretty cool. If the dude's 100% legit, that's a fucking wild story. I haven't listened to the second half of it yet. I was trying to, and then the thing was messing up, so I didn't get to hear it, but it is fucking wild. Absolutely wild.
Kind of leading off of that, I've been meaning to talk about this for a while now, but I always forget when we're here. But I got the article pulled up, which I'll screen share in a minute. Did you hear about this company called Final Spark?
No.
Where they are essentially manufacturing mini human brains to connect to computers. They're calling them organoids because a human brain can function faster than any supercomputer we put together.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be subjective? Like I understand that we'll say that the brain can process faster than a computer, but your brain can only process what you know. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't just go, hey, Steve, what's 5 billion divided by 369 times this, that, and the other, and blah, blah, blah. And then you go, here's the answer.
But I think it's able to tap into like collective knowledge, which is like, here, let me screen share it.
That would be a more interesting concept.
Yeah, it brings up a lot of moral conundrums as well. Sharing screen.
Yeah, if that's right. Are you could literally, if they found a way to do that with all of our brains currently, that's interesting.
So yeah, here it is. And this is Neoscope. Scientists connect 16 mini brains made out of human tissue to create a living computer. It's like the 21st century version of Frankenstein's monster. Switzerland-based startup Final Spark claims to have built a unique computer processor made of 16 mini brains made from human brain tissue. And they are positioning this living computer as an alternative to silicone-based computing. One of the biggest advantages of biological computing is that neurons compute information with much less energy than digital computers. Final Spark scientist and strategic advisor Ulina Curtis wrote in a company blog, it's estimated that living neurons can use over 1 million times less energy than the current digital processors. So that's
It's even
kind
weird
of
when you couple it with I want to say it's the Chinese, but I could be wrong. They have made, I want to say it's like a robotic human skin.
Oh, I did see that. The face.
Yeah, it's really gross
Creepy.
looking.
Creepy.
Yeah. It was the Chinese, right?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure it was.
So
I mean, you add all those components together, and we're not far from Terminator now.
if you let's get into this moral quandary.
Also though, it sounds like a fast track to immortality for some people.
Or AI takeover.
Well, I
You're
mean, that's
giving
definitely likely.
AI is you're giving AI a body. But if these computers, okay, say you make a fully functioning robot, right? Fully functioning automatron, whatever you want to call it. If it's ran by human brain tissue, what is it considered human?
I don't know.
Me the
I
fucking
would say no. If I had to answer that question, I would say no. It's not. Unless, and I may have missed the beginning of the question, unless they like, but even then, it still crosses a line. It gets blurrier. So if scientists grew that material, that organic material, all that was grown in the lab, I would probably say no. That's not a human.
Let me double check what they say there. I don't know that it's grown in a lab. It says made from human brain tissue.
But even if you took the brain and repurpose it to create some type of cyborg, that's still, I feel like that's us playing God at the end of the day. And nothing good ever comes from anyone trying to play God. I'm sorry.
No, I
Nothing
think
good will
it's,
ever come of that.
and I mean, we all know how faulty human brains are. What if these things get fired up, start getting emotional about shit, and then just decide to go crazy? And I'm not
Yeah.
saying I don't think they want human bodies per se,
Well, they
but
could
if you
still
got
they could still do tons of damage getting into the grids and the internet. The internet is the gate, like it's the gateway for it's access to everything. Everything. There's almost nothing that isn't connected to the internet.
oh yeah,
There's not very much shit that isn't connected in one way, shape, or another.
because I
That's
mean,
that's the other valid point you kind of grazed over is what if somehow, I mean, imagine you died and then they're like, oh, Steve donated his body to science. This is cool. Let's just use his brain.
RoboCop.
And then you wake up again. And then you
And
start to figure out what you are. That could be mass amounts of psychological damage that would just cause a chaotic shitstorm.
yeah, and you have a RoboCop body.
Yeah. You do a lot of not cool stuff.
Yeah, that's what I like. Are they? I don't know. I don't. There are so many variables that can't even be like tested because we know like the human brain produces the worst and the best of existence. You know what I mean? Like, what if you get some sample tissues in here that's an absolute like off the rails psychopath, and you've just hooked him up to run the supercomputer that powers anything for that matter. Like it opens up so many horrible avenues that nobody's really even. I don't know. I think they're thinking in terms of dollars and cents.
Well, that's the way of the world.
Yeah, 100%. But they're like, hey,
No
it costs like
denying
we can run this supercomputer for millions of dollars less if we only hook up this human brain to it. That's where I think the moral quandary comes in. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
No, I'm just you know what? It kind of hits on a thought process that I have. I don't know if I talked about it, and it's more of a morality thing that I've been thinking a lot about. But I feel like a lot of people in today's world need to just go back to having hard lines in the sand. I think that people give too much. Like when it comes to these types of anything, really. But I feel like that's partly why the world is a piece of shit, is because they've convinced us to keep giving up and giving up and giving up instead of going, no, you know what? Here's my line right here. I ain't working Saturday. Saturday's my kid's birthday. I ain't working that day. There's my line. And they're like, well, Steve, we're gonna have to fire you. Most people fold. Most people go, okay, I'll come in. I'm not gonna be happy about it though. I know, but you're still gonna come in. I think people need to just go back to just going, all right, get bent. See ya. I know that that's kind of unachievable in today's society, but I also think that's by design as well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I think that's 100% by design.
Yeah, they almost make you think you're backed into a corner all the time.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, like,
Yep.
oh, if
I think that's planned.
you have to abide by this, or you're not going to be able to function. You're not going to be able to exist anymore. So it's, I don't know, man. It's weird.
I think
It's almost,
everything's a fucking conspiracy.
yeah.
I'm serious. I think
Okay.
everything is a conspiracy. I think everything is for a reason in one way or another. I really do. Because everybody, most of the people in here are OGs, and you've seen it with us. You've seen it on your own. The more you go down these roads, the more you look for answers, the blurrier everything gets. Because
Yeah.
now the more I sit and think about things, the more I can't understand. Because everybody knows that in the beginning, and I'm still kind of on this hill a little bit. I'm more confused though, but about aliens and then them being demons or not. That line has gotten extremely blurry for me. There's a whole lot of gray space in there now. Whole lot of gray space. There are a lot of correlations that happen with those two subjects there. And I don't know if we just call them different things or whatever the case may be, but there's a lot of fucking gray area. And that's not cool. It's bizarre.
Bob Tacular's hitting the nail on the head. I'm positive the people that ruled just played the what can we get away with game and just kept seeing how far they could go with it.
I agree.
And I feel like it's in, for the most part, it's in minute little fractions of life changes. Where we're like, man, this really isn't vibing with the way I live my life, but I can make enough changes to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
And they double down on that. They double down that we're pliable, that we would rather have a conglomeration of small inconveniences taken a little bit at a time than one giant inconvenience all at once.
Yeah, because you shell shock too much and it breaks the system.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You got to do a little bit at a time, incremental. and we just accept it, and we do every time.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, and they play the game masterfully. And like if what was going on in Tony's show is fucking real, that's a whole new dynamic and goes back to old lineages and uh the fallen bloodlines, all that crazy shit. Which is very interesting and intrigues the shit out of me.
It is fucking weird.
But I'm here for everybody's weird shit. I just want to hear the weird stuff.
Me too. I just
More
want to
than
double down on it. The more I think about it, the more like I just want to do this. Everything else, like outside of my family, feels like just a waste of my time and energy.
Yep. You just got to keep fighting.
It's crazy.
Got to go hard in the paint. Nothing gets handed to us.
No, that's for sure. I wonder if I can pull up a video. I saw a little just 20-second clip on X. I think it was a pull off of a TikTok video, but it showed like the amount of UFO sightings since those recent geomagnetic solar storms are like insanity. Not to like switch gears, but once you start talking about UFO or aliens and stuff, kind of made me think about it. But
What is it now?
hold on, that had music in it. It was just a like what's the word? Whole bunch of clips of UFO sightings since those big geomagnetic storms that happened a couple months ago.
So is it like insinuating that they're showing up because of these storms? Is that
Maybe
kind of what's going on?
the storms maybe thinned the veil a little bit and now we're noticing them a whole lot more. Maybe it's got us looking at the skies. Maybe like we were talking once the aurora borealis hit that maybe that wasn't like as real as we thought it was. Maybe that was all a ploy to get people to start looking at the skies more. And here
Maybe.
you've got more UFO sightings, which could easily be by design, some sort of soft disclosure, kind of like, oh, hey, people that weren't normally looking up are looking up, and now they're starting to see shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Pull it up.
I don't know. I don't know. But everything's fun to me. I like seeing the posts about how we have a light that is the sun. The sun's not even real. We just shine a light in the sky. That's fun to me.
Gotta hope.
That's so fun to me. If you want to sit down and tell me that story, I will listen to that story. 100%.
We are here for it.
I'll listen to it all day long. I don't give a shit. I may try to poke here and there, but I'm open to learn. I will gladly admit that I don't know shit, and I am here to at least consider possibilities of everything.
Me too. At this point, I'm ready. Just send it.
Yeah.
Just send it.
Yeah. Saw a scary ass video. Somebody sent me of this lady. She was walking through the woods, and there was something big as fuck following her. You could see it. You could see its eye shine. She was like recording it, and it was leaned over, like almost like it was peeking from behind a tree, or it was just hunched.
Gross.
Yeah, because you saw the eyes were kind of like tilted, like it was leaning, and I'm like, you could tell she was terrified, assuming this was all real and wasn't acting and whatnot. But she sounded so fucking scared, and it makes me it almost makes you believe it more because the only thing she was doing is she kept going, hello, hi, like she was trying to just ease tension that is there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I just feel like that's such an awkward thing to do that it makes sense that she was actually legitimately terrified.
Yeah, and it's almost like you're searching for some semblance that what you're seeing is a human. You know what I mean? Like by saying hello, hi, hoping that they'll say something back.
Yeah, what if that crazy ass thing would have said something back?
Yeah. That's why I'm not in the woods.
Oh, I'll go. Oh,
I mean,
fuck.
I will go, but I will also be recording the whole time.
Oh yeah, of course. I just need to get me a pair of tall hollow boots. That way I can keep ticks out.
Hollow boots, tallow boots.
Yeah. I gotta have boots that I can tuck my pant legs into. And then I'm straight. I'll go. I don't want to wear my work boots because those are fucking heavy. And I can't run in those.
We need to find somewhere absolutely fucked, for lack of a better term.
I'm ready to go any day of the week. I don't give a shit.
LBL, Land Between the Lakes. We can find Dogman down there.
Yeah, I drove through there going to Florida.
Yeah, we drove through there going to the Dogman conference.
Yeah.
What else? Is there some place where some gigantic ritual took place out in the middle of the woods? Anybody know?
Oh, I'm sure there is.
It's got to be somewhere not past an ocean
True.
and somewhere where we can drive.
I'd go to the Unbinding Cave.
Yeah, I would too. I would too.
I would 100% go.
That's weird. We were talking about that. Something just popped up that got me thinking about Hellier, and I went down their Reddit rabbit hole for a while.
Yeah, they're an interesting group. Interesting bunch. Interesting.
Yeah, I did see Hellier 3 is in the editing phase, I believe.
Nice.
So that's going to be interesting. I believe that, Jamie.
Oh yeah.
Occult rituals are more common than most people think. Yeah, people are probably doing them in their apartment.
Yep.
I don't know how I feel about it. Yeah, they are very good at building suspense. I will give them that. They completely nail it with the build-up. I don't know what I was expecting the payoff to be, but it's usually not where my brain goes by the end of the documentaries. So, not knocking them, doing their own thing. Here for it. Just curious to see where it goes. I follow Greg and Dana both on X, and I think I read somewhere that they interview Terry R. Wrist. They actually find him and interview him. I don't know if it's face to face. I don't know if it's over Zoom or whatever, but they do finally. Then that was I think that was the person who put him in contact with the actual Goblin emailer.
Something like that.
Yeah. I need to rewatch it because there are people on the Hellier Reddit, which isn't very big. I thought it'd be way bigger than that, but it's not. It's only like 10,000 people that are now rewatching the first season and saying that it's different than the first time they saw it.
What?
Yeah.
How so?
There are multiple people on there saying that they remember seeing it the first time and it being like super in depth with what they were what they were going through. They talked about like the emails and how they got to that point and them going out and exploring and all this stuff. That's how they remember it. But they said when they've rewatched it here recently, it felt more like just them all going through the motions. Like it wasn't as in tune, it wasn't as in depth, like it was more, I don't know how to explain it because I didn't experience it, but they said it just felt different. Like it felt more of them just kind of being.
That could be a lot of different reasons though. That could be their own psychology playing tricks.
Yeah. Which with the original person that posted, that's kind of what I was thinking. But then as more and more people kind of tuned in, it was like, yeah, it's different. Yeah, it's different. And I got to the point to where somebody tagged Greg and he came in there and he's like, it's the same. They said the only thing that was different is some of the lighting changed when they put it on Amazon. They said they had to do something with the way the light was set up, which I mean didn't affect the recording or anything. It was just literally an editing thing post filming. But he said nothing should be different. But he said we've had multiple emails of people sending us this in, that them experiencing the series now, it is different than when they first experienced it in 2019.
That's interesting.
It's weird.
Because I haven't watched it, so I can't really attest. But I do remember making the comment about I liked how in depth it was. I liked how they showed all their dead ends.
Yeah.
Like it made it cool. But I also, I haven't rewatched it, so I cannot verify. And it also would kind of be a disservice now for me to rewatch it because now I would have a bias of my own.
You'd be looking for it to be different.
Exactly.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. But I mean, it kind of falls in line with people experiencing our show differently.
I do agree. Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure.
We've had multiple people come in and tell us we've had 3, 4, sometimes even more entrance songs.
Yeah.
Which is bizarre.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
And then there's clearly, and I don't know if this is psychosis or not, but there are people who will message me or email us and be like, I totally agree with what you said. Da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, that is not what I said at all.
Yeah, we've talked about that off the record.
Opposite. I've said the literal opposite of what you're saying right now.
Yeah. And that's a valid point, Twiz. Everybody in existence today that was in existence in 2019 went through a massive trauma in that, whether it affected you or not, like everything that we knew about our existence in 2019 changed in some way, shape, or form to this point. I think it had a much larger psychological effect than we are privy to know at this point.
Oh, I agree with that.
I think
tenfold.
it'll come down the line.
Oh, I'll just say it. People are out of their fucking minds.
Yeah. Yeah.
The logic, like nobody has logic anymore. That's gone. Fucking shot that bitch into outer space. Right along with Tesla. People are fucking crazy, man. They're like I cannot wrap my brain around people these days. I know a lot of it is just bait. People post shit on the internet to get likes, to get controversy, so they go viral and they have blah 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 blah. But the downside to that, whereas I'm a huge, you should be able to say what you need to say. But the downside of that is it's fucking up a lot of people's psyche. A lot of people's psyche.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't, honestly, and I hate to say this because we kind of benefit from it. I don't think we are a culture that was meant for mass communication.
No.
I think we were meant to be very tribe based.
I think it's kind of, yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of part of our evolution. I mean, you think about postmodern man, like they live their lives like that. You had your little sect of people that moved throughout wherever, and anybody out of that little sect, you question them. It's questionable.
Yeah.
Like you don't know their motives. You don't know whether they're there to, steal your food, murder your whole tribe. I feel like that's very ingrained.
Honestly, even before we, like when we was in high school, for example. When we was in high school, we had our singular group of friends. Everybody else was just more or less a fucking NPC.
Yeah.
I didn't, and this is not me being mean. I didn't want to talk to you. I didn't know you, nor did I care to get to know you. I had my group of friends. That's who I called. That's whose house I went to. Everybody else, it didn't fucking matter. Just did not matter. You were non-existent to me.
Just passing circles.
Yeah, if you broke the ice and we talked, then cool, awesome. I wasn't an asshole. I've always been the type of person that I'll sit here. You guys can do your shit. You want to talk to me? Cool, we'll talk. If not, I'll just sit here and hang out.
Yep.
And now everybody's connected on this big level. And I really think it's fucking up a lot of people.
Yeah, people can't. A lot of people aren't used to and can't process like opinions that are different than theirs. You know what I
Well,
mean? Like
and
that causes
and,
controversy.
and to be fair, those like you're not having once again, you're not having differing opinions in a classroom of 30 people. You're having differing opinions of millions of fucking people all at once.
And it's easy to post it and then just walk away from it. Like start a dumpster fire and then just walk away.
Yeah.
Just for the reasoning of starting controversy.
Yeah. Well, it was like that, and I'm not gonna bring up the specific case, but that was like the incident you and me talked about a while back. Had to do with not cool things with uh, deleting kids and such. But I talked to you about it. I'm like, man, how insane is it to do this? And you're like, shit, I heard about that, and I tried looking it up, and I can't find anything on it. So now I'm starting to question if it's even real. So are people posting these horrific things to start all types of social wars?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
100%.
because we don't even I was just as guilty. I didn't go uh, Googling that incident. I just took it as, an independent news source. Why would you lie about something like that? That's fucking asinine to me. That's a
Yeah.
horrible situation, like an absolutely horrible situation.
They
And
have
you all it did was cause fucking chaos in the comment section.
they have entire like bot algorithms made to purely stir people. Like look at the election. Look at the 2020 election and get ready because it's coming.
Oh
They had
yeah.
entire bot algorithms posted all over the place on all social media content to just stir up people, post fake shit.
Yeah. What they say, like 8 out of 10 of the biggest religious pages on Facebook or whatever it was, or they're fake. They're ran by AI or bots or whatever the fuck it is.
Isn't that bonkers?
That's crazy to me.
We are
That's
so
fucking
influenced by what we see on our screens. It's nuts. It is nuts. And
it's
it is kind of a dichotomy here because like we are in our own little area here, like media figures for lack of a better term. People listen to us, watch us on screens. But I mean, I feel like it comes with some air of responsibility to a certain point, and everybody takes what they see online and on media as 100% the truth, as long as it
yeah.
aligns with their narrative, right? If it falls into your little echo chamber, 100% true. 100%
Yeah.
true. Everything else is false. Everything else is wrong. And it goes both ways. That's
Oh
not
yeah.
neither here
Fuck
nor
yeah.
there. And people cannot shut this off long enough to go out and have like a face-to-face conversation with their neighbor to realize that hey, maybe we're not so different. Maybe shit's
Yeah.
not so bad
Right.
because they're just force feeding what they want to hear into their lives
Yeah.
through their phones, through their
Oh,
computers, through their
I agree with
television.
that. And to some of the chat here, I 100% agree with Virgil and Twiz about that's why I think that's 100% why back in our day it wasn't as bad as it is now, because if you there was a whole lot of put up or shut up
Yeah,
back
if
in
it
our
was
you talk shit and people heard about it, or you talk shit to their face, there were consequences.
yeah,
There were real world it was real,
if
right?
you made it a problem, only if it was enough to be a problem. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
Otherwise it was not it
Yeah,
was what
you just let it you just
yeah,
went about your day, you didn't give a shit.
exactly.
And that is a big thing of what's changed, because You couldn't have some ass hat in Europe talking shit. You know what I mean? 'Cause that didn't happen in high school. That didn't happen.
No, I am so like I was just on the cusp of the internet and social media. I was a freshman in 99. So there wasn't a whole lot of internet going on. I read a thing like 20% of America was kind of in tune with the internet in 99, like the public America. Like we had what do we have? AOL and like MSN Messenger, but it was still just the pretty primarily the people that you hung out with. Just a way it was like having a phone, you know? And I'm so glad that my high school experience did not revolve around this. Not
Oh,
not
I
the
agree.
podcast or anything, but social media.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, it would
Life
be
would have been way worse.
oh, 100%.
Way worse.
100%.
Yeah.
You wonder why kids have so many, like, psychological stresses and shit? Because
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah. I agree. Like I said, I think the internet is really just breaking people's brains apart. Really do. I think it sucks. It sucks a lot for everybody involved.
That's why, like,
A lot of people just can't turn it off.
yeah. I'm glad for the most part, my kids are pretty well disconnected. Like, they have Snapchat, and I think that's the only thing they fuck with, and I'm 100% cool with that.
I
Like,
fucking hate Snapchat.
I don't
It,
know it. I have it because I talk to my kids on it. It's easy. If I want an immediate response from my boys, I'll send a message on Snapchat.
that's so weird to me.
I'll send him a text message, and Everett won't answer for like 6 weeks, but I send him a Snapchat, and he's like, "Oh, hey, Dad."
That's so weird to me. It's so weird.
But I'm so glad they don't just get consumed with it
Yeah.
because it is not healthy.
Not at all. Not at all.
We went way on a tangent here. Wow.
Yeah. And me and Steve also grew up in, for those of you who know, if you know, you know, good old COD lobbies.
Oh, that was the toxic of
Yeah.
the toxic.
Yeah. Motherfuckers in today's society would not survive 30 seconds in COD lobbies.
No.
Not even close. Not even close.
I experienced racism for multiple races that I am not.
Well, yeah. That's what a COD lobby was. It was terrible. Absolutely horrendous.
Yeah.
Most
Like,
of the
how
time,
does that even work?
most of the time, my mic wasn't even on.
I'm like, how does this even working?
I just heard people yelling all the time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was
But
brutal.
it's whatever.
It was brutal.
I don't know, man. The world's an interesting place.
The world is a vampire. Yeah, it's crazy now, and everything gets so twisted and just blown out of proportion and taken out of context. I'll
That's
give
why
you an
I'm
example.
moving away from like I think that's why I don't message much anymore, because so much context is lost. It's not even fun, especially when it ain't so bad when you're on the same page as shit.
Yeah.
But if it's a touchy conversation, or even could even go south, it usually goes south.
Yeah, because I mean, people get in their heads and get in their emotion about it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
oh, that sentence Kyle sent me was a little bit short.
Yep.
You know, like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
something's going on.
Yeah. And so it's just, I don't know. It's fucking weird. The older I get, the more I'm reverting backwards. Like I really think vocal conversation is the way to go. I think I mean, you guys have heard it. Social media is the fucking devil. It's legitimately the devil. It's just all dog shit.
Dude, it was I'm just gonna give an example, and this is not made to start conversation. This is not made to talk on the subject. It's just a conversation of how crazy things get, right? So, me and Kyle both fuck with the band Amir, and the
Mhm.
lead singer Frankie's kind of a controversial figure in the metal scene anyway. But I follow him on X, And all he did yesterday was post that the lead singer of Disturbed was a good vocalist. That's it. That's it. By today, he is been labeled a Zionist and all this like crazy shit just off of that one tweet that he posted out. It spiraled so far out of control, like it was insanity to watch it play out. Crazy. Like
That's what I mean. People have lost their fucking minds.
it's on the like it's on it's on Livewire or Loudwire magazine now. Like they posted an article about it within 24 hours.
And well, that goes to show how dull our life has gotten.
I'm like, what in the fuck
There's
is
a bunch
happening?
of overprivileged shitbirds.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Crazy how people are now. Like and social media is the worst. You have so many people that will climb these hills and scream from the mountaintops about what needs to change and this needs to be that. Well, go do something about it.
Yeah, I think it was one of the biggest fuck ups in modern times. I really do.
Because now you can shout and yell about it on social media and feel like you're doing something decent, but you're not. Go do something.
Yeah.
Go change something.
Or
put your time in
before you get all hot and bothered, maybe go work out for a minute. Go blow some of that steam off before you decide to comb it back. Because I'll bet you do that. And what was big is now just like, well, I'm not even gonna waste my time with that shit. That's so dumb. Why am I even talking to this person? They live in Australia. What do I care? We're never gonna see each other. Don't even understand what's going on.
I kind of get in that mindset too, but lately I've just started like when it's something personal to me, I guess, especially the show. Like we've been getting a lot of hate lately on the show, right? And for the longest time, I just kind of let it roll off my back. Like you can't feed the trolls. Yada yada yada. Well, fuck that. I'm ready to start feeding them. They can catch it all. Get fed the smoke. So I just started firing back. Like
sometimes I do. Other times I don't even care.
Like I shouldn't because it's our platform. Like they don't. If you're gonna be negative and bitch and moan and cry about something that is free to you, free doesn't cost you anything, but the moments you put into it, if you're gonna cry about it, like it shouldn't matter. But I don't think people understand the amount of time and effort and sacrifice we put into the show. And just to hear them belittle it, I'm just like, I'm at the point now. We've been rolling for 5.5 years. Like, if you don't like it, go somewhere else.
I mean, I agree, but I just, I'm like I said, I'm like anybody else. I get in a little fit of rage when I see something stupid, but usually goes away pretty quick. I'm usually just like, whatever, dude.
I know.
Because honestly, more times than not, I try to justify it to myself. I do take what everybody says too hard to a degree. I at least try to contemplate their point. And then I think, because in regards to what they're bitching about, I think to myself, I'm like, well, I mean, I just listened to like 24 hours of specific podcasts, story podcasts. They're all 20 to 30 minutes. Every one of them, every episode. There was no longer ones at all. And they had the exact same setup that we have. And I didn't care. It didn't bother me at all. I listened to like 24, like legitimately fuckloads of hours. So many hours. And it didn't bother me at all. So I think to myself, it's the same thing with merch. I'm not going to charge prices that I wouldn't myself pay for.
Me and Kyle fight that fight with ourselves.
I won't do that because I'm not that type of person. I'm never going to try to screw somebody over. I can't do that. That is not who I am. That's not who I have grown to be. And once again, this comes back to my previous statement of line in the sand. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. there it is. You know, it just fucking, because a lot of the people that I looked up to growing up, they had fucking hard lines in the sand. And they were the type of people that would chew your ass if you did something wrong. It's not because they hated you. It's because they expected more of you. They wanted you to, quote unquote, do better. And so it's kind of who I'm reverting back to. You know, I don't know. I'm just tired of fucking crybabies and tired of, I don't know. I'm just tired of giving inches all the time. Why not just be who you're supposed to be?
Yeah, and I think a lot of my newfound reactivity to this, because I mean we've always not been everybody's cup of tea, right? Since the get-go.
No,
We
never
kind
will.
of kind of just gravitate around the paranormal community, right? Never kind of been the in guys. But we put a lot of pride and time and heart into the show, and it really has been getting under my skin when people complain about it, when people shit on it. If you don't like it, don't be here, right? Don't take the time to hang out and then decide to post something online about it. Like, just don't. Like, what is that going to change?
That's their own form of justification in the end.
Is it going to change how I do things? No. Is it going to get me to make fun of you on the show? Absolutely.
It just makes them feel better about their current predicament. That's all it is. That's all it is. That's all it is. Because that's literally all it is. It is about, I don't even know if it's about trolling at that point. Because that's just petty as fuck. That is them being upset about something and going, guess what? I'm gonna voice my opinion because this bothers me. And then nobody cares.
Yeah,
but they feel better about it just because. I think that happens to everybody everywhere.
I feel like if the show wasn't free, you know what I mean? Like it's 100% free to anybody who wants to listen to it. Like it is a labor of our love and our time. Then we put it out there for people to tune into. If we charged $5 an episode, I could see you got grounds to stand on if we're wasting your time. I get that. Not if it's free. Fast forward that bitch. Shut up and fast forward. Or move on. But the fact that you take the time, that'd be like someone setting up a barbecue joint and being like, hungry people, get your meal for free. You go get a plate, eat it, and bitch about it. Just shut up.
But that's what people would do.
Oh, 100%.
What everybody's programmed to do. So it's just, like I said, I try to let it go.
I do too, but I'm just choosing violence in 2024.
I'm like, whatever, dude. I don't really care. I just want to. My priority is to continue working as hard as I possibly can within the confines of my time and my family. I don't, you know me, I will get fucking pissed every single time we miss a day. I get mad about it every time. I'm relentless. I don't care. I'll stay up till 11 o'clock if I have to, even though I got to work the next day. That's just who I am. I'm a fact of the matter type of person. And I will, bluntly put, I will make myself fucking suffer to prove a point. I will every single time. Every single time. That's just who I am. That's just who I am. Like there's guys at work that voted 10s and I fucking hate 10s. Hate them so much. Hate them. Just screws my whole family dynamic. And then it'll get really hot out. It'll get like 110. And they're like, hey, everybody, let's work 8s this week. Let's work 8s this week and next week because it's going to be so hot. And I go, no. Fuck no. Absolutely not. Why not? You voted 10s in. So guess what? You're working 10s. You're working 10s. We're not going to 8s, ladies and gentlemen. We're staying 10s. This is what you voted for. Remember that. And that's just who I am. That's just who I am.
Yeah. And I think that sits on it too, because I know the amount of work that we put into, like, especially you, because you edit all the shows and you do a lot of extra stuff. And just to hear people talk down on it pisses me off. It makes me want to go to bat for the show. It makes me want to go to bat for us. Like, I guess I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way.
It always will. It always will, because there's a part. It'd be no different than somebody talking shit about your kid.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I mean, it really is, because outside of our families, I think this is the biggest labor of love and the biggest, like, thing we have going on that we care about. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, believe me, you could ask my wife and everybody. I will sacrifice ungodly amounts of time. At a moment's notice, I'm ready to go. I mean, the only time that I will say no to the show is like if my son has a game and he really wants me to go, or
Yeah.
something to that effect. Then I'll be like, all right, like I gotta go handle business, But as soon as I get home, it's rock and roll. I don't care. I don't fucking care. I'm in a unique position, and I'm not gonna elaborate very much on it because I don't want to shoot myself in the foot, so to speak. But I can kind of, on a day-to-day basis, I can miss work almost whenever I want. I'll put it that way. And it's not because I'm financially stable. So don't think that. It's just if you work in a union like mine, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Not like mine.
Yeah, there's definitely ones out there that are worse when it comes to that. But that's just put it this way. I guess bluntly put, I don't get paid vacation. I don't get paid holidays. I don't get paid sick days. I only get paid when I'm at work. But that also kind of it expands to, if I want to take a vacation, I give 2-week notice. I don't get paid for it, mind you. You know what so
I feel like that's how it should be. Like, your punishment should be
it's up and down.
not getting paid for not coming to work.
Oh, dude, a lot of guys push for a vacation. I'm one of the ones that go, no. Mm-mm. I mean, believe me, it would be fantastic. I'm not going to argue it. But the second you implement that, then you're going to start the point system.
Oh, I would 100% give up my paid vacation if there was no attendance policy.
Yeah. And we kind of do have an attendance policy, but it's like really extended.
Yeah. I mean, it should police itself.
You can't be crazy with, you can't call off every single Monday.
Yeah. It should police itself.
And that's what kind of way I am, because as what I do, you just plan ahead.
Yeah.
Right. Because I have rain days where the storms come in and I can't work. Well, that's missed money. So you have to adjust your life to that lifestyle.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It does suck. A lot of guys complain about it. But I just figured it out early. So, like, if I'm the dude that if I'm sick, I'm not coming in because I'm not getting you sick. Although everybody else is the person that goes, I'm sick, I'm coming in, Kyle, and then you get sick and you're like, cool.
Oh yeah. That happened to us.
Awesome guy.
In January. We had like 37 guys in the plant out because people came in. They were too afraid to get a point. They came in sick.
Yeah.
They
Well,
almost shut the plant down.
In your guys' case, I can understand that. I can, because the point system sucks. It is the most, for anybody out there. I feel, I wholeheartedly feel so bad for everybody out there that has that point system, because that is the biggest fuck off of all time.
Agreed.
Of how many working days a year you're allowed to miss, like 5.
Yeah,
They will fire you.
I thought about that when I was driving to South Dakota. Like, I hate that somebody else is in a position to dictate what I do with my time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It drives me crazy.
It's not just crazy for us. It's crazy for all of you out there.
The workforce
in the
is
exact same boat.
a fucking joke.
There needs to be, but I do think our system works. as I mean, a lot of people would fucking hate it, but it really does police itself.
That's
Like
what
you said,
that should be your punishment, not getting paid.
you can kind of take what you need as long as it's not crazy, but you just don't get paid for it. So it's like it's an up and down.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm gonna step off my soapbox now. I just had to get that out there because like it drives me nuts.
yeah.
It drives me nuts.
I try not to worry about it. I'm just trying to start trying to be a fact of the matter person, and I'm just gonna tell you how it is. And it ain't gonna be personal. It's just gonna be I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna tell you. That's just all there is to it. It's just I can't and mostly because the people I looked up to in life. They were just dudes that told you how it was. It wasn't them being an ass. It was them just expecting better.
And it's funny when we were talking with Derek Hayes from Monsters Among Us. We may have been talking off.
Submit my freaking stories to him. I keep forgetting.
It may have been off the record when we were just kind of chit chatting in the beginning, but we were talking about how he was kind of one of the OGs of the paranormal community, and he said, "I think I was just too dumb and stubborn to stop, just too stubborn to throw in the towel," and that really resonated with us. I feel like,
it's just the way I look at it is. If you're not gonna fight for, and this is for everybody in their own shit every day. If you're not gonna fight for it, it's never gonna happen for you. It won't. You have to be the one. It's like them fucking annoying ass. No offense to everybody who works out, but it's like it's the same shit when people are like, "Hey, you want to do better? You have to get up when you don't want to get up, and go fucking work out." Like it's the same thing. It's with everything in life. You got to be the one to go, all right, I'm gonna go do this.
yeah,
And it sucks. Sometimes you want to do something else, but you're like, I got to do this first.
yeah. And I think if I didn't still enjoy doing this, still hanging out with you, still talking about weird shit, still interacting with everybody, like I probably wouldn't be as passionate about it. I probably wouldn't give a shit, but I do because I enjoy it and I enjoy the community we built and I enjoy the Hollow Cult and I enjoy hanging out. And like, don't shit in my oatmeal because you're sad. All right. Anyway, now that I've got that together,
a little normal life conversation is not so bad.
No, they did find another monolith this week.
I saw that one. I think I saw it, and that one looks busted as shit, in my opinion.
Is it the big rectangle one?
Yeah, that one looks dumb.
In Colorado. We're going to go.
Whoever did that, do better.
I knew it was coming. I'll pull it up. We'll let everybody see here.
Honestly, it feels like I made it.
Maybe you did.
Actually, you know what? I probably could have done a better job.
All right. Now that I've got the share screen figured out, we are on it. We're on it. All right, latest monolith found in Colorado.
You can even see the whatever they use, nails, rivets, whatever it is. You can see those in there, clear as day. And then it's not even all the way on the ground like the other ones.
Yeah, they poured a concrete pad and bolted it to the that is dedication.
Yeah.
A woman and her husband came in and said, "Where is the alien structure?"
I think the owner said they're not even mad about it. They just want to know how they got it up there.
Where is the alien structure? Yeah. Look, it's like it's on.
That's actually a valid point, Darth. Check out my monolith. I hadn't considered that. If it wasn't a joke that you were kind of implying there. But
my monolith is.
They have been getting a lot of news lately, so it makes you wonder if somebody did it on their own.
They said since those started popping up in 2020, there have been at least 250 documented monoliths.
That's crazy.
That is bonkers. That is
And most of the other ones were done way better. Way better.
I wish that they were some sort of weird ritual being set up. I think it's just people that are bored.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. It's probably nerds like us that just want to like get buzz going. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it is kind of fun, especially when we were younger. When we were younger, I could 100% see us doing that. 100%.
Oh, yeah. We did a lot of dumb shit.
Yeah. But it's semi harmless. I wouldn't recommend doing it on random people's property because they might fucking get mad as shit. Some people take that stuff really serious.
Your monolith could turn into a headstone.
Yeah. Yep. Simply put. But it wasn't a very good monolith, so do better. You could at least make it look cool. Make it look amusing to me. I would still rather see like a cool black one.
I would rather still see a UFO.
Well, I definitely I want to and I don't at the same time.
Yeah. But apparently, like, I'm stoked to get into that new series that you're working on because it's almost like a precursor to the CE5 movement.
Yeah.
Channeling aliens and
yeah, and it's just the thought process behind it are unique. Like it's really interesting to read. It'll be a slow burn, but I think it'll be worth it in the end. I think it'll be a lot of knowledge that everyone can kind of benefit from, especially from the way like he is handling the situation so far. It's just different perspectives that I haven't quite thought of myself.
which is good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I like hearing people's fucking crazy takes.
Yeah,
Mine
definitely,
are just as
definitely
crazy. Just on a different
stirs conversation and thought processes.
Yeah, 100%. It's I don't know. It's cool. There's a bunch of shit I wanna dive down. It just takes time. It's so hard, and I wanna interview people. I gotta email scientist dude, see if he'll come on, which I'm sure he will. But I'd like to talk to him about what I experienced.
That would be cool. The
Yeah.
parallels in that are crazy.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to reach out to the guy and try to get him on. I'd like to hear what he thinks about my shit. And if there is any more, because I don't, he might have more information that I'm not privy to. You know how those things go. Sometimes those guys don't put all the information in their books,
Oh yeah.
or stumble onto some new shit that they haven't gotten around to putting out there yet.
Yeah. Especially since he's compiled so many abductions that tick these boxes.
I would like to hear his opinion on the my pixelation encounter versus his, like what he thinks about that whole situation.
It is strange. Strange that they fall parallel like that.
It's a surreal feeling to have somebody out there that has almost 100% identical experience as you. It's fucking weird. Because all your life you remember all this shit, but it's kind of subjective. You're kind of like, but did I really? You just try to do what everybody does. You try to explain it away. But then you read on a whim one day, and some dude has almost the exact same shit to a T that you've gone through, and it just kind of re-solidifies it. Like, okay, I guess I'm not crazy. Guess I'm not crazy.
Yeah. And it takes it even further that he's compiling other people's stories that also align with yours.
Yeah.
Like, because a one-off is one thing. Having two that are similar, weird, but enough to compile like a scientific comparison is wild.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely, and it's cool because, like I said, even those experiences, my wife was there for some of them. So it's not me just being crazy. I don't know. It's fucking weird, man. It's weird. It makes you. And then why? Like, why would it? I'd like to ask him why it stopped. Why does he think it stopped?
Because you pulled your implant out.
Maybe, or maybe there's something to the lineage.
Gross.
Yeah, yeah, not cool.
Not cool.
Not cool at all.
Let's hope it's because you pulled your implant out.
Oh, I agree.
That has my vote.
But the one with my wife would have been after the implant one.
Fuck.
Yeah, so there goes that theory.
Maybe they were just checking to see if you pulled the implant out.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know,
Like a
but
follow-up
it
appointment.
is kind of scary because like everybody who describes that orange ball that I've read, they've all had accounts of missing time. Like Mr. Bledsoe, and then the scientist guy. Almost everybody who describes seeing that orangish object has missing time. Which me and her were sleeping, so I
Wouldn't
wouldn't
know.
I wouldn't be able to recall any of that shit.
I wonder if maybe that. Because thinking about it now, because I'm like, man, you never really talked about experiencing any missing time, but you do talk about just immediately going back to bed. I wonder if that's some sort
Oh
of
yeah,
cover for missing time because
yeah.
you don't think about it. You're like, I just
No,
said
and
fuck it, I'm going back to sleep.
Bruce talks about that. Through the abducting a scientist, he had them weird things where he'd go back to sleep, or he ended up in the hallway and didn't know why the fuck he was in the hallway. Or he would have these situations that would unfold that are eerily reminiscent of things I've experienced, things, listeners that we've talked to. I don't know, all types of crazy stuff. The phenomenon is weird. And it's so hard to understand a lot of it, to truly wrap your brain around, because it is far beyond our comprehension in most cases, but
And the whole way you stumbled upon the book was very, um, I'm not going to say like synchronicity, but it was strange, out of pocket, but it almost felt guided. You know what I mean? Like you were
oh
supposed to
yeah.
find that
Yeah,
at
it's
that
definitely weird, and
time.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm getting weird as fuck the older I get. It's weird.
We're here for it.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting weird. I've been believing in a lot of fucking woo-woo stuff. Lots of woo-woo stuff. But it's that shit, you can just feel it. You can feel it in your bones.
Yeah.
I believe the answers are always out there if you're really looking for them. Pay attention. I believe that, I don't know, like we've talked about, symbols of protection. I believe that there's, like, it's crazy how connected you can be. Like if I made someone a protective rune and I'm like, here, I want you to have this. I want you to be protective or protected. I feel like there's so much more in that than me, and then that person going, hey, I would like to buy one of those from you.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like an honest emotional transaction that you just did. Like you're like, I want, my intention is to protect you. I want to protect. Like there's so much energy going into that.
It's
I don't know. I feel
it's
like it's
different when it's
weird.
real intent,
Yeah.
you
Not to
know?
say that buying one won't give you some form of protection. I just feel like in those cases, when there's real intent behind it, I feel like there's something special to it there.
Yeah, I totally get that. I feel like I feel like people are able to put a blanket intention on a bunch of different items, like to
Sure.
be put out there as protective sigils or whatever.
Sure.
But like you said, if you're focusing all of that intent into one particular piece that you're making for a particular person, like that's gonna do more
Yeah.
because that is hyper focused,
Weird. It's
laser
weird.
focused.
It's weird. But I do. I 100% believe in that shit. Like, I believe there's a lot of meaning in things that people put their heart and time and mind into.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep.
It's weird, a little woo woo, a little pull at your heartstrings there, but I don't know. I believe it. It's special, you
I
know.
get that. I feel that.
Just is what it is.
Yeah. We get a lot of, not a lot, but we get some gifts that have
Oh,
particular
yeah,
intentions for us, and
for
we
sure.
fully appreciate. We got one, was it last week? Sort of a protection parameter for both of our houses.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
got
yeah,
from a
yeah, yeah.
listener and a friend, so
Yep.
we appreciate it.
Which is cool. It's awesome. You know,
Yep.
it's awesome. Everything that people have sent. You know, it it doesn't go unnoticed and unappreciated.
Yep. 100%. Man, you guys are just kind of like our therapist tonight. You didn't sign up for that, did you?
I have a hard time not talking about what's on my mind, anyways.
Me too. I don't know, a lot. And kudos to you all because you guys are very accepting when me and Kyle just kind of don't talk about weird stuff for a while because we're all like part of this community. I feel like you guys are kind of like our buddies here. So it's good to kind of get it out there sometimes. We appreciate you. We appreciate you hanging out. The 37 of you that are still here after that, we appreciate you.
Yeah, for sure. We
And
do
everybody
appreciate
else.
it, but I feel like changing pace once in a while is not a bad thing.
No, kind of
At least
humanizes
for
us a
me.
little bit.
Yeah, at least for me. I don't know, like I don't mind. And I gotta do kind of live my life in that creed, so to speak, where I don't mind if I'm listening to like Tony and he fucking pops off on certain shit. It doesn't bother me.
No, me
I'll
either.
listen to it. So
It
and
does. It makes
sometimes when it's a gear shift, you're like, oh shit, I didn't realize this person thought this way, and that is an interesting way to look at things, and blah 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 blah, so on and so forth.
yeah. I I feel that. It does, and it when I'm listening and someone kind of goes off on a personal tangent, it feels like there's like it's a different kind of connection, you know? Like it makes you feel human. You're not just a host, you're an actual person behind the microphone that
Yeah,
experiences things and feels things. You know.
for sure.
I did want to do a couple shout outs on the show here. I know we're doing a promo swap with our pals over at the Mystery Frequency podcast. We haven't got it into our show yet, but I do have their stinger. We're gonna have to put it into a future one. But if you like old timey radio, fictional podcasts, definitely go check them out. Mystery Frequency podcast. Hit them up, check them out wherever you catch your podcasts at, and also shout out to Into the Abyss podcast, Troy's podcast. He sent us some stickers the other day. They made it onto the old hollow board over there,
Oh
hollow
yeah,
door. So that's dope. Just want to take the time to shout them out. If you guys like that kind of stuff, definitely hit them up, check them out. They're putting into work. Support independent content creators.
try your best.
Yeah. 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 For
Said
sure.
even just talking with us, talking about us, sharing us around.
Helps out. Every little bit counts.
Yep. Yeah, because they're always changing algorithms and always changing the rules.
Yep. They're trying to set it up where they're just going to choke out all independent content creators.
It'll happen. It'll happen, at least for a monetary circumstance. We'll all still be able to do this. It'll just be far harder to enter into those realms.
Because you see it across the board. Like everybody's getting hit at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody, especially within our realm, everybody's getting hit.
Yeah, it is what it is. You can't dwell on it too much. I just pretty much stopped ignoring, or I just started ignoring it, like everything other than what I want to look into and get out there. Aside from that, and when we agree to do ads, then I'm very focused on getting that section of it done because they did pay for our time, so on and so forth. Yeah, outside of that, I don't care about numbers. I don't care about the amount of money that comes in. I'm just trying to focus on the shows that I write and hanging out with you guys.
Making the best hollow cult we can create.
Yeah.
Taking your stickers I have across the... Where are you going, Darth?
You're a brave man.
He might... Yeah. According to Kyle, there's no good way to get outside of the country.
No.
You either have to go in the air or on the water.
Yeah, both dumb.
Both dumb. Both terrible.
Not meant to do either.
No.
And if they had a giant bridge that spanned it, still dumb. Not doing that either.
Teleportation device?
I might do that.
Yeah, the more I think about the ocean, the less I want to be around. Like I'll go look at the ocean. The ocean's cool to look at.
For sure.
From the land.
Yeah, I'll get like up to my knees in it. I'm like, cool, I was in the ocean. See you guys.
Damn, Norway. You're doing a whole tour.
Dang.
A whole tour. I got to get some more QR code stickers made. I've about put them everywhere. I am boots on the ground with them. Anytime I go anywhere outside of Illinois, the truck stop owners have to want to fight me because they're all over the place.
Oh, lucky you're going to Stonehenge.
What?
That's cool. That's cool.
That and Loch Ness. I would just hang out at Loch Ness.
I'm trying to go to Stonehenge.
There was a new crop circle there this last week.
That's cool. I didn't hear about that.
Stonehenge. Yeah, apparently it's a pretty popular place for aliens to land. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Are you? I'm currently working on hats. I'm trying to figure out which ones that I want to get because I'm not I'm not familiar with the numeric code of these hats, like a trucker hat 110 or a 112 or a 115.
Oh yeah,
so
we were
trying to find the ones that I enjoy, but I don't really fucking know the difference. So I'm probably just gonna email them and try to figure it out from there. The ways when it comes time to the winter time, I will take that into consideration. I did see that, Darth, where some asshats tried to spray paint Stonehenge, which is just so stupid.
I saw that too.
I can't stand people that are so blatantly disrespectful to those types of things. Yep. Even if you don't believe in anything to do with it, that's still old as shit. Leave that thing alone.
Yep.
It's cool to look at. Why do we always got to fuck everything up?
That was formed well before fossil fuels were being used. I'm not sure what.
Fucking leave it alone.
Okay, here it is. It looks weird. It looks like a goddamn squid, but let me see if I can pull this up.
What is it again?
This crop circle that just appeared near the visitor center at Stonehenge. Let me click it. Okay.
Seriously, that wasn't satire. It's literally from Anti-Oil Dummies.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
100%.
Why couldn't they just went and glued their hands to the road or something?
They're the same ones that are like defacing all these old paintings, and
Why?
everybody's got to
Why?
have.
Why? I
Yeah,
just don't understand it. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't get it.
that's where it ends. Like, why? Like, what?
That's like go spray paint an oil drum.
When I see you do that, you make me want to pollute more. Real talk.
Rightfully so.
You make me want to pack more coal into the coke ovens because dumb.
It is that is just not intelligent at all.
Dumb. I see that and I'm like, you're a dork.
Yeah, you wanna go fight that stuff? Hey, more power to you. But don't spray paint Stonehenge. Come on. It didn't do nothing to you.
Yeah, look, even the aliens are like, hey, come here and hang out. Don't spray paint stuff.
It's like a shitty starfish.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a starfish with tumors.
I think it was June. Yeah, mysterious crop circle has been reported June 30th next to the Stonehenge Visitor Center.
It's weird.
It is weird. What
Crop
are they
circles
trying
are
to,
always weird.
what are they trying to tell us?
I don't know. We're definitely not smart enough to figure it out.
Oh. We can't comprehend regular language that well.
I don't like going into crop circles. I don't understand. I guess I can't fathom the amount of coordination it would take to not so much this one. This one isn't as intricate as a lot of the ones we've seen.
Oh, let me find the one that I
But
posted up.
imagine the coordination it would take to do something like that.
Yeah.
Dude. Especially the ones that are like almost perfect in the shapes and lines and all that shit.
Let me
It'd be
see if I
so
can
hard.
find the big boy that was popped up this year.
It'd be so hard. Not saying it can't be done because there's a lot of really smart people out there. This is far beyond my comprehension.
I posted it on the old talk, but it was crazy. That's not it.
It'd be cool to see a crop circle in real life.
Dude, it would be sick.
Not a fake one, a real one.
Damn it, I can't find it.
And we ought to just start sending crop circles back. I'm definitely not gonna like what I draw.
We know we know where that would go.
Yeah, you and Shauna know exactly what I'm drawing.
The same crop circles that appear on her car every time it snows.
Yep, those be the ones.
Yeah. I don't know where it's at. It was cool. I posted it on TikTok.
Some of them are just straight up wild looking.
Dude, it almost looks like blueprints to to some sort of machine or something. It's crazy.
I could see that.
Let me see if that'll bring it up.
Yeah, Darth, it's a monolith.
Yeah, it is a monolith. It always appears.
Everybody figured it out. Everybody knows what we get drawn.
The older we get, we still say
That shit is still funny to me. I don't care who you are.
You never grow out of it.
No. You gotta be able to laugh once in a while at something stupid.
Why is it not on here? This thing was like massive. Not in context with Kyle's crop circle, but
Yeah. It probably I probably get bored drawing a big one. I just be like, this gets the point across.
yeah, there's some that look like jellyfish and shit. Like what?
Crop circles are cool. That's like OG stuff for us.
Yeah, they are cool.
They don't get enough credit.
Some of them are so intricate. Like, what?
I also wonder how many go completely unnoticed.
Hey, I think I found the one you drew, Kyle.
Did you?
Yeah.
Cool.
I think this is similar to the one that you're talking about. This isn't the one that I was going to share, but I feel like since we went down that track, now I have no choice.
Yeah. I definitely wouldn't be that intricate, though. Not even close.
What are they trying to tell us here?
Is that a real one?
Well, I look Photoshop, but aren't. I don't know if it's a real UFO one or if somebody. I feel like that's more human than most of them.
I do too.
More human than most.
I agree.
There was this one that was just so bonkers. I don't know why it's not showing up. It was, oh, here it is. Bingo. Look at this thing. It looks like a blueprint to something that we don't know. Right? I don't know.
Good for you, Gilbert. Good for you.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's excessive. And that's what I'm saying. Like, some of those shapes are so perfect. There is no way a bunch of hillbillies went out into the field with sticks and made that shit.
There were some other photos of it getting down into like these little whatever the hell's going on down here, and it is intricate. Like, what is happening? Crazy.
It is weird looking.
Crazy.
I don't get it.
No, I feel like it's telling us how to create portals or time travel, but we just don't know how to read it.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find a different.
I don't know, man. It looks like a Halo gun or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. It's I don't know. See, those are the ones that I think that are probably legit, though. They're so intricate.
Oh, here's the
planning behind that would be just absolutely asinine.
Someone mapped it out. What?
Mapped out that one?
Yeah. So it came. Apparently, it was like it showed up in different phases.
Virgil, I've been trying to do that lately. As a matter of fact, I've been asking AI random questions. Like about our studies, so to speak. I'd be like, I went to Chat GPT and I was like, what do you know about Project Oak Tree? And it didn't know. It failed. So it appeared in 3 different stages.
I guess because I started seeing like the first one that had that weird satellite looking thing.
Yeah,
like, that's bizarre because it says the 21st, the 23rd, and then the 30th or 25th. I don't know. I can't read that.
That makes me a little more sussy about it. But
in a way, yes. But also,
because I feel like aliens are probably really good at drawing crop circles.
Also, wouldn't you put more like if you had a crop circle, right, that started on a Tuesday, you're gonna have a lot of eyes on it. Because clearly they found it since they dated it.
Good point.
And then
that's
the
valid.
following Thursday, it gets a little bit bigger. So by that time, people are gonna be like, hey, if they're coming back to put this down, we should be watching it.
That's right. Yeah, I agree with that. Because by the second one, you're gonna be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And you're gonna be anticipating
locked
another,
in, especially if it's all within 1 week.
Well, in the top, the satellite section, the top 2 sections, I can kind of get behind, but I feel like the whatever, like almost the language looking part of it. Imagine how ridiculous that would be to put in the field.
Yeah.
That would just, aside from somebody just making squiggly ass lines being dumb, we'll just pretend that it was 100% legitimate. It was meant to be that way, and they just didn't get bored. They're just like, fuck it, let's just hurry up and finish this.
It almost looks like a language.
It does. It absolutely does.
Which maybe somebody needs to compare it to those fractals that are in the sky that we saw earlier.
Yeah.
Shit's wild. Crop circles are wild. I feel like it's something that doesn't get talked about enough.
No, they're
anymore.
slept on for sure.
It is slept on. We need an AI chatbot in our Discord. I don't know how to Discord very good.
Oh, Virgil, that would be beyond fucked. To be sitting and watching and then it just starts appearing.
Dude, there was that one video of the orbs out over the field and it makes a crop circle.
Is it real?
I don't know.
I mean, supposedly so.
Yeah.
Because everything could be fake, obviously, but I don't know. I would be so. I don't know that I would be scared. I would just be so confused if I was by a field and I just started seeing a crop circle form.
Be like, okay, cool.
I think initially I would look to the sky to see if there was something in the sky, and if there was nothing in the sky, I would just sit and stare at it to completion.
When I play this, do you guys hear the sound?
Play what?
Like I found the video of this thing of these UFOs creating this crop circle from 1996. So it's old. But I don't know if you guys can hear the sound when I play the video.
Just play the video and I'll tell you.
All right, see if you hear this.
I'm not hearing nothing. Yeah.
You can't hear it?
I hear something.
Oh, I just don't want us to get flagged. That's
What is it? What's the noise that you were hearing? Because all I heard was.
Oh, it's a guy talking. I think I can mute my mic and play it. Share with you guys. I don't know if we'll get dinged, but whatever.
It might have a mute button on the screen you pull up too.
Oh,
because I know it did with
as
the
a
video.
matter of fact.
It did with the video. I
there it
popped
is.
up.
Kyle, you're a genius.
Mm.
God damn it, Kyle, you're a genius. Let's watch this crop circle being made in 1996. So keep in mind that video manipulation back then, not that great.
By us, but per the military is probably pretty legit.
Yeah, per creating T-1000 in the Terminator, that was pretty good. That's pretty convincing.
Yeah. If T-1000 is into making crop circles, well, he is being underutilized.
Yes. All right, let me play this. No sound, just watch.
I think I might have seen this video before.
Let's watch.
It's crazy how shitty this video was, and it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, it's crazy that 96 is almost 30 years ago.
It's still not that long ago.
Look at that guy. Look at his microphone.
That is a cool microphone.
It is. It could be turned into a very phallic crop circle.
It looks serious and with the intent of being smart.
Yeah. I wonder what he's saying right now.
I don't really care.
Take a look at this.
How the...
Look at these.
Oh, okay. I see what's happening. I have seen this video.
Pretty weird.
So he was just talking after the fact.
Yeah, he was giving you play-by-play
where I was about to be like, wait a minute. How the fuck is he there at the right place at the right time to videotape this?
Yeah. Pretty sick.
Although somebody was there. And
just happened to be.
Yeah, maybe they were just videotaping the orbs first, and then suddenly this just because that's not a very intricate design.
No,
and it wasn't one of those where they walked in on a halfway.
No, it was start to finish on film.
Yeah,
it's weird.
It is weird, man.
For those of you listening, you got to tune in
to
Wednesday nights.
It looks legit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything to base it off of. I don't have any reason to say it's not.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that say it's fake, but I feel like it's pretty legit.
Yeah. Did you see the guy's microphone?
Yeah, he was definitely legit.
Like they send out the big guns.
That was like channel 4 or 2 or something.
Yeah, 96. That's a long time ago. I was in 6th grade.
Well, That'll put me in like 4th.
That's like the prime of my UFO
Same.
really sinking into my DNA.
Same.
I feel like that video has stuck with me since then because it made its rounds on like probably Unsolved Mysteries and all that shit. Once that
Yeah.
popped up, you're just like, what? Because there was no internet. The only way you could have found that video is it to be put out on mass media.
That's also true. I know I've seen that video before though.
And it's crazy that more people like. It's crazy that more people haven't got the act of a crop circle being made on film. And it's even more crazier that more people haven't faked the act of a crop circle being made, especially with today's technology.
I think they're just slept on.
I agree.
I think
We
they're
haven't done an episode on them
No, we haven't.
because I don't know what to say about them.
Yeah, that's why I haven't done one either, because crop circles are more visual.
Yeah, like
Feel
what am I
like-
supposed to say?
Because you can only talk so much about crop circles, unless
you
I
think it
guess,
was
I
on
guess you could
sightings.
dive into meanings of them.
Yeah, aliens are trying to tell me how to build a portal, and I have no idea how to read alien. My bad.
Yeah, they should be smart and talk our language.
Yeah. Did you see dude? There's so many crazy ones. The one with the like actual alien head that showed up like
Yeah,
outside of the
that one's crazy.
Arecibo.
Yeah,
Yeah, outside the Arecibo sound thing, whatever the fuck.
yeah.
Crazy. Crazy. I wish that there would be one out in the graveyard right in front of my house.
Yeah.
But I guess not.
They could put it in the field behind my house, but I ain't gonna see it because it's cornfield. So
Crop circles lead to cryptography and sigilism. I know. And then you got to like try to break it down and see what
I ain't doing that.
it could possibly mean for this. And
That's so hard.
yeah, I don't see good now. I'm not going to be able to pull sigils out of crop circles.
No.
And then that brings you back
I'll look
to
at it like that looks cool, but
it brings you back to the intent that they're using when they're putting them on the planet. They could essentially be sigils.
oh, that's a scary fucking thought.
Yeah, with some sort of weird intention.
That's a terrifying thought.
Yeah, here we are. Everybody's trying to read the message, but the message is in the intention that we don't know what it is.
Point. That would be shitty. They're like, "Oh, you're gonna draw your little sigils on the floor. Well, watch this. We're gonna
We
draw
put
them
them on your planet.
too." Yeah, but the floor is the planet.
Damn, that episode would sell itself. Crop circles or sigils.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you could find evidence behind it,
I can't.
I dig it.
I can't prove that it's not a sigil because a sigil's whatever you want it to be.
That's true.
That squiggly starfish, that could mean human race annihilation. We just haven't got there yet.
Oh, dude, I would just tell them do better because that's a shitty ass drawing.
Do better. Yeah, that's okay. Here's your homework, Holocult. Look into every crop circle ever made and see if you can't pull out any already known symbols, sigils, or like glyphics. Is that a word? Not necessarily hieroglyphics, but just glyphs.
I mean, glyphs are in Diablo, so
Yeah. So we need to know.
it's a real thing.
We need to check it so we can build the machine that will bring disclosure.
I'm with it.
Yes or true?
I'm with it.
Yeah. Crop circles or sigils.
I like it.
Bob
I like
Calcular just blew the lid off this whole bitch.
Yeah, he figured it out.
Blew this whole thing wide open. I never thought of them being sigils. Creepy.
It is creepy.
Creepy.
Well, he
It's also
spent that time. We're like
Yeah.
2 hours in.
Yeah, I didn't
Too deep.
realize. Okay. 2 hours in. Thanks for hanging out with us. Make sure you hit the like and the subscribe and all the other stuff. Come back and comment on the video once it gets posted up. So that's a good thing to do. As long as they're positive. I mean, any kind of interaction's fine. But more positive, the better. Right? That being said, thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for listening to us. Thanks for kicking it. Just being cool. And until not next week, but the week after. Stay safe. Stay weird. And let's prove that crop circles are sigils.